Burn Boot Camp started in 2012, and we were really looking for a philanthropy partner. And so I know Devin, he was at a gas station, and he was like, checking out the MDA. Obviously, we looked into it more. And, doing what we do, we get to move our bodies the way that God intended us to. And, kids that are in families that are living with, any kind of muscular dystrophy, they don't get to do that. And so for us, it was like we really aligned with the mission. We also had some members that had some experience with kids. And so, since 2015, we've raised over $1 million. Last year, we donated $800,000. So collectively, as a system, we raised $800,000. This year, our goal is $1 million. So we are confident we're going to hit that. We've got over 350 gyms open in 41 states. And what's really cool about this brand is that it is a community, and it's a family, and it's not just working out. It's not just coming to the gym for 45 minutes. It's really truly impacting people's lives, and not just the ones that are walking in. It's the entire community. So it's been a really great journey. We've been able to experience summer camp several times. We've got to have.
I need to go.
Okay. Yeah,
I'm waiting. It hasn't been since I've been a national spokesperson.
With the
been
pandemic,
COVID and all that. So I'm excited one of these years.
So we've met tons of families. We've gone to tons of fundraising events, and so it's awesome to hear your partnership as well. I can't wait to hear how you got started.
Excited.
I'll just elaborate on community. I mean, so if you were to put like 1,000 of us Burn Boot Campers in one room, and you were to say, hey, what's the one word that makes us different than every other company out there, everyone would simultaneously say community or culture or something like that. And it very well, being on one of the best teams in the NFL, the Buffalo Bills, how important it is to have that sense of camaraderie and that sense of community, really, that you share with, in your case, your brothers on your team, but in our case, our members. And it's like our lifestyle team. And so after I got done with, I played in the minor leagues with the San Francisco Giants. And after I got done with that, I had
like a baseball player. I knew it. What position?
I was a pitcher. Yeah.
What was your best pitch?
Fastball. Yeah, fastball. Nice little two-seam run.
I can see it. Okay.
Yeah, I was there. But I wasn't consistent enough to make it to the big leagues, and so I ended up getting released. And I had this huge void in my heart, right? Like this huge hole of what am I going to do next? Because
as athletes, we all struggle with that. Whenever your time's up, I understand that.
Yeah, it's
you have to find your purpose after your whole life you've been an athlete. So.
It's like your identity, right? And so for me, that was what Burn Boot Camp was. And then when Morgan was talking about, we saw the flyer. We were down in Naples, Florida, and we saw this opportunity through that flyer. The flyer was just a piece of marketing. Great job, MDA, and your marketing, by the way. You did awesome. Because it caught my eye, and what it really caught was the undertone of what the MDA was about, was that sense of community. And community wasn't just something we were just going to say or put on a sticker on the wall. And we're actually going to live out the core behaviors and the core values and action that really stand community up. And so now we're tripling down on really what it means to be a community, and we have people in our community with neuromuscular disease that otherwise don't have a whole ton of community around them. And so Be Their Muscle event was just really about doing just that, being their muscle, both physically and having them come into the gym and feel like they can be in a physical environment and do things and use their voice to train our members and things like that, but also the mental reps, right? Because having neuromuscular disease, I can only imagine the lack of community that you might feel, because you don't really share similar bonds with a lot of people. And so community to us is just going really deep and not leaving anyone behind that we call a part of one of our 350 community, 350 cities. And in those communities, we treat them like they're our home, and we step up and really try to take responsibility for what goes on inside the four walls of the community. And MDA fits so perfectly with that mission. And so nice to meet you. And
pleasure meeting you guys.
And to hear about your mission. We're super excited to hear about it, and I know how invested you are personally into it.
First off, just before I even talk about myself, just thank you guys for being here. This is my third year. This is one of our biggest events every year, so super excited about that. Even how you guys heard about it in a gas station, it was probably one of our campaigns, with the Shamrock. So I'm not sure which one it was, but it's kind of cool that you saw it through us marketing and spreading awareness, which is amazing. Personally, for me, my journey started a long, long time ago in 2004. I was born in 1996. My grandmother passed away in 2004 with limb-girdle muscular dystrophy. And looking on it now, I'm even thankful that my mother and my uncle also have it, and they're living with it. But I'm thankful that they have limb-girdle because, those don't take on. You don't see those problems in your life till you're about 30, 40 years old. And I've met so many kids like Jordan McGlynn who has Duchenne's. And, if you just start researching some of the life expectancies and some of those things, even within those problems, and praying to the Lord about it, you learn to thank the Lord for those problems, because my mom could have had a muscular dystrophy where she didn't see past 20. So the fact that my mom actually just turned 58 on March 23rd, last Thursday, is even a blessing within itself. And I think the biggest thing for me and why I started this is just, like you said, it's a family, a culture. Like the Bills is big, a culture. Even when I was in Indianapolis, it was a culture. I love what you guys talk about. And culture takes you far. It takes you, culture and character take you places that money can't. And I think for me, I'm just super excited, first off, that you guys are here. But just for me personally, just having a family. Truthfully, before I was in the NFL, I did work with MDA in college, but I never knew anybody like me. Anybody who suffered from neuromuscular diseases, not just muscular dystrophy, but it's all types of other neuromuscular diseases. And when I started my Heinz Heroes campaign in Indianapolis, a ticket block, that's when I first, started connecting with family and meeting friends that I have still today, especially in Indianapolis, that I still call and talk to on a weekly and monthly basis. They talk to my mom all the time too. So super excited for that. And that was 2019. And then after that in 2020 was my first year becoming the national spokesperson. And since then it's kind of taken off for me. Went from not having any friends to having more friends I could possibly have. And for me, I'm just honestly honored to, make the most of this platform and be in the NFL and have, there's no way in the world my voice would be heard without the platform I have. And I've been thankful to use it. As athletes, you can be a has-been, but you have to make the most of the opportunity now. So when you're in college and NFL, I'm trying to just do everything I can to get my voice out and have people, like you said, when you said that you were done with baseball, you had to find your identity. And for me, I'm trying to do the same thing. Just I want people to see me not just as Nyheim Hines, football player, but Nyheim Hines, national spokesperson, Nyheim Hines' brother. And I want people to see me as a person without a helmet. So that's muscular dystrophy has honestly helped me with that in more ways than football or anything outside of football could ever do that. And I'm thankful for that, and I'm very, very thankful for this partnership and what we have going on here.
Yeah, and I want to say thank you too. As a mom of 3 young kids that will grow up watching, sports, it's so nice just to know that you are using that platform for something positive, and it's showing all these kids that are watching you play football every Sunday, like, hey, it's more than just sports. Like, life is about giving. Life is about supporting the people around you, the people that need it the most. And so, thank you for spending your time with us today and just being a part of the MDA. It's incredible to see how much we've seen just that organization grow in the last 3 years. We've had the pleasure to be on the phone calls with a lot of the board, a lot of the doctors, and just all the money and the research that is being raised and what it's going into. I've seen leaps and bounds in the last couple of years.
Well, me too, and just being in connection with the executive team and watching how they allocate resources and allocate funds, and the transparency that goes into that is also really important for us too, because if there's a lot of opportunity out there to give back to the communities that we're a part of, and we chose the MDA specifically because of those core values that they do have, and it's really important to us. And it's now getting to meet you. It's very obvious to you that it's important that all of us together, if we're going to wear this MDA logo on our jersey, that we need to be congruent both in our heart and in our head and always do the right things. And this is a hard battle that we're fighting against. And I've gotten a chance to be a muscle buddy, with several kids, and just get an opportunity to connect in the MDA world and make a lot of friends. Probably not as many as you as the national spokesman, but just here in Charlotte, just being able to build those connections and have those memories of the kids and their families coming into this positive community to interact with us, and then knowing that the organization that's on the other side of that's kind of making that all happen in that partnership is doing it with integrity and doing it with authenticity and really caring about the results that we get for the kids. And it's not just passive, right? We're actively trying to find cures and solves for this, and so and putting people first at the forefront of it all. Your story about your mother and your uncle, and that's at the front of this, right? That's what's on your mind and on your heart, and being able to scale that with your platform is, like Morgan said, is super respectable. And thank you for using your platform and your voice and your likeness, and you're an idol, man. So many kids, and
we're gonna have some people in Burn Nation super excited
Yeah.
to have you wearing that Burn Boot Camp.
Before I go back, I'll come back here one of those things and see some people. We'll set that up.
We would
You
love
guys have
that.
my
I
word on
know
that.
Awesome.
one of our franchise partners up in New York, Shannon. She's a huge
Oh, yeah.
Bills fan.
I live like 20 minutes from here. I definitely could come by a day
So
or
she
two
would
and-
literally love it. So anyways.
And lastly, I just want to thank you guys just for, when you look up muscular dystrophy, you really don't, it's not really common. You have to know somebody who has it. And, we need people like you guys, Burn Boot Camp is really, really big nationwide. It's huge. And we need people like you guys to help us spread the word. And just thinking from, having a mother who has it, all you do is hear people, tell you that you can't do something. Hey, you can't do this, you can't do that. So thank you for that's the biggest thing with it. Thank you for inspiring not just people like my mother, but a lot of other people who suffer from neuromuscular diseases. And tell them that they can do something. Like with my mom, obviously people are worried for their safety, but they'll be like, hey, you shouldn't do this. You shouldn't stand for this long. And that's demoralizing. So thank you guys. And obviously I've seen videos here. I'm sure you guys inspire and motivate and tell them all the things they can do.
Yeah.
So from the bottom of my heart, thank you guys for that. And I just thank you for just helping us with our cause and our mission, because without you guys, our voice wouldn't be as big. So I'm thankful for you guys.
Thank you.
Absolutely.